Rainollon here. Today is another build showcase and it's Grendel Prime, so let us immediately start. Let's start with the mods first. The mods, I'm using on my Grendel Prime, enemy radar for highlighting enemies on the minimap, cutting drift for range, overextended for range, lowers your strength with fixed that with blind range, which gives you strength, lowers your efficiency with fixed that by having nourish, and energy nexus, which can be multiplied with nourish, which is quite nice, so energy economy is completely fixed here. Prime continuity for ability duration, Umbra Fiber for armor, Intensify for strength, and Vitality for health. I'm using all the Umbras. When all of them are together, the bonus is bigger, and that helps this build quite a lot, and there's also synergy here. And the last mod is Gastro, which is an augment for his fourth ability, which I'm going to talk about very soon. So these are the mods. For the Arcane Bellicose, you gain 6% ability strength for every 250 max health up to 72%, so once you have 3000 health, you have a permanent 72% ability strength, which is phenomenal for Grendel. As you can see, he does have over 3000 health, so it's a permanent 72% ability strength, and that's why there is a reason why I'm using all of the Umbras. It's a really nice synergy, and I highly recommend. And Arcane Battery, you gain 0.30 maximum energy per armor point up to 1000. So as you can see here, I'm using Umbra Fiber, and also Grendel's armor is pretty solid. So I have 1120 armor, which synergies really well with Arcane Battery, giving me, without flow, nearly 600 energy, which is quite nice. Not only that, Grendel has a passive, which every enemy that is consumed, up to 5 enemies, which is the max, that's additional 1250 armor, which this bonus is going to be even higher. So your energy economy is like completely fixed. Massive maximum energy, massive energy generation, and also energy pickups also multiplied. So energy economy completely fixed. With this, that's pretty much it here. That's the arcanes, the mods. Now let's talk about the stats. The health, really high, really good. Armor, really good. Reduced damage to health by nearly 80%. With this, it's going to be definitely, I think, nearly 90% damage reduction, which is, or maybe it is 90% damage reduction. Yeah, 2000 armor is 90% damage reduction, which is the cap damage reduction for most like buffs, and that's really good on him. Energy economy, really good. Duration, more than enough. Efficiency, it is negative, but like I said, energy economy is completely fixed. Range is really good, and strength is really good. Those are the stats. For the abilities, passive, each enemy consumed grants 250 bonus armor. So to consume enemies, you use your first ability. You look at the direction of enemies, you press your first ability, you will literally like eat them. You will see like a icon on bottom right that shows you like enemy's health bar. So once the health bar reaches 0, they die inside your stomach, and you lose 250 flat armor. So it's not that big a deal. You're going to constantly eat enemies, so you're going to always have enemies in your stomach, and you're always going to maintain your passive, which is really good. If you want to remove enemies from your stomach, you just hold the ability and you just puke them out. They constantly take damage over time, so you're going to see their health bar at the icon bottom right. Second ability, Nourish, one of the best support abilities in the entire game, and the best helmet ability for multiple reasons. It staggers enemies, and every enemy that is staggered by the Nourish gets procced by 10 stacks of viral, which is really good. It gives everybody, including Grendel, energy economy, which is a multiplier, which is really disgusting. It heals Grendel when he uses Nourish, and also gives him and the entire team 250% viral damage, which is quite disgusting. It's a multi-purpose use, and like I said, the energy multiplier does work on Nexus, so this 3 energy per second is going to be over 12 energy per second, which is just disgusting. Pulverize is third ability. There's also multi-purpose use here, so when you eat enemies, your ball is like bigger, you're like bigger, and you crowd control enemies. Not only that, while you're inside your third ability, you have a massive health regeneration, which fixes health economy quite a lot. So you're always going to be inside this ability all the time, and because the energy economy is completely fixed, this degen, like 3 energy per second, it's quite not even close noticeable, I will say, which is really good. It's a pretty solid ability, and yeah, that's why I have no helmet abilities here. All of his abilities are really good. And his fourth ability is also really good. So with, I think, 150 ability strength, you have a 100% armor strip. So you puke out the enemy that you eat with your first ability, and that enemy explodes in a large radius, stripping armor and proccing a really powerful toxin proc. Not only that, it has an augment called Gastro. What it does is when you puke out the enemy, that enemy bounces 3 times and creates a gas cloud that lasts for 8 seconds, inflicting nearby enemies with gas status effect. This is really powerful. Stripping enemies, also proccing gas and toxin damage, and like it can chain react. It's a really powerful ability. So that's pretty much it here. I think I explained everything. I hope you understand. Those are his abilities, these stats, the mods, the arcanes, and time for me to show you the shards. So let's go. The shards. So the shards I will highly recommend for you to go. There are a couple of them that are really good on him. The first one, having at least one yellow cast speed shard, is going to help him a lot, like every other Warframe. The green shard is also really good for the one that you can see at the very top. Toxin status effect deals plus 30 more damage. That's going to make his fourth ability do him much more damage. Or you can go all red plus 10 to 15 ability strength. That's also fine. If I were to choose something, if I really like Grendel, I will definitely go for all red plus 15 ability strength, just to make his first ability, second ability, fourth ability, and third ability much stronger. So yeah, those are the shards. So let's start with the loadout. The loadout. So the loadout I'm going to bring with my Grendel on a steel path, on a survival void mission against the Orc and Corrupted. I'm going to bring my Fullman, my Tenet Cyclone, Jet Attack, and my carrier just to pick up health and energy orbs. And that's going to help me out a lot with my problems. So, and pick up of course materials. And now let's start with the mission. Steel path survival. See you soon, guys. Meatball man. I'm a meatball. So let's start for me to explain to you the abilities in game. So his first ability, you eat enemies. You can see on the bottom right, you have a flat 1250 armor, and that armor will increase your maximum energy thanks to Arcane Battery. Second ability, when you eat an enemy, you can use your second ability, which will give you that energy economy to sustain the degen from your third ability. And also when enemies shoot you, you release a shockwave that has a 100% chance to proc 10 stacks of viral, which is quite nice. On top of all of that, third ability, you become a meatball, crowd controlling enemies. When you eat enemies, the meatball is bigger, as you can see there, and it does some solid damage. I'm not even trying to shoot these guys, and it's doing like pretty solid damage. And you need to remember that the third ability does degen my energy per second. It's I think 3 energy per second. Because I have energy nexus and Nourish multiplies the energy nexus energy regen, I can out degen the with the regen, which is really good. Top of all of that, I have the fourth ability, which enemies that you eat, you can spit them out with your fourth ability, and you have a 100% chance to proc a toxin status effect, which is going to do a lot of damage. On top of all that, it has a 100% chance to armor strip. So I fully armor strip enemies. I can see there the Corrupted Lancer and the Butcher, their armor is completely gone. On top of all of that, we are also using an augment for the fourth ability, which has a guaranteed chance to proc gas damage. And not only that, the enemy that we spit out with our fourth ability, he bounces around 3 times, which we can proc additional toxin proc and additional gas proc. So he has a large amount of power, survivability, and it just fixes a lot of problems. His rework was really good. With Arcane Bellicose and Battery, it became a really powerful caster, and Energy Nexus existence kind of fixes a lot of problems in this Warframe. A lot of problems. You can be forever on your ball. Your ball also gives you health regeneration. Nourish gives you energy economy, which is energy regeneration as well. You fully armor strip, bypass, shield with toxin and gas procs, which is also really nice. And you have a 90% damage reduction nearly all the time. It's quite nice. Now I'm just going to wait for the Acolyte to show you against the Acolyte, and let's see how it does against the Acolyte. Here comes the Acolyte, finally. Let's see, I hope it isn't the one that turns off my abilities. I always forget who it is. Oh, it's Armor Stripped him with my Fort ability. And proccing gas proc and proccing Toxin proc. Yeah, he's slowly dying. It doesn't do a huge amount of damage, but it can kill him, as you can see. Yep, he is gone. That was the Acolyte. He just couldn't do anything. The clear is really nice, surprisingly. It's just hella fun. You can just spam as much as you like. So yeah, I'm done here. Time for me to extract. See you soon. Grendel boy, you're finished. And he's really good now. I will highly recommend getting yourself a Grendel. After the rework and some of the Arcanes and the mods, he's a really good position now. Maybe he isn't like the meta frame, but he's really good now. All of his abilities work. All of his abilities do damage, have a purpose to be pressed. The passive is also good. There's a large amount of synergies, and he is overall really tanky and very sustaining. I will highly recommend, especially this build, and I hope you enjoy Grendel, and I hope you enjoyed the build. Thank you everybody for watching. Leave a like, sub, and see y'all next time. Thank you. Goodbye.